I hope you all fine at home. Today we'll solve, we'll find out goodwill using annuity method. Okay, valuation of goodwill using annuity method. So here annuity method is based on the logic that purchaser should pay now for goodwill only the present value of super profits. Calculate proper rate of interest. Thus, so goodwill is the discounted value of the total amount calculated as per purchase of super profit method. Here what happens here, the value of goodwill, to find out the value of goodwill formula is average annual super profit into annuity rate. Now the profits, now let us go through the balance sheet of the 2006 December. It is given in the problem. After that we'll solve the problem. Now let me go through the problem. Balance sheet of Teja Limited as on 31st December 2006 is given. Liabilities amount, assets amount, 4 columns are there. So you can make 4 columns if you want to, if you are writing the question. Okay, right. Liability side, share capital in shares of rupees 100 each. Each share value is 100 each. So the here both here preference shares and equity shares are given. Preference shares here 1,500, 6% preference shares of preference shares. That is 1,500 into 100 each it is. So 1,50,000. 6% is nothing but it is the rate of dividend allowed on the preference shares. Okay, rate of dividend. This 6% is rate of dividend allowed on the preference shares. Okay, so the value of preference shares is 1,50,000 preference share capital. 1,05,000 into 100, that is 1,50,000. This is the value. This is the preference share capital. 1,50,000. Remember. Then 6,500 equity shares. So again the per share value is 100. So 6,500 into 100 is 6,50,000. This is the value of equity share capital. Then profit and loss account, the balance is 4,50,000. Right? Then 5% debenture value is 3 lakhs. 5% debenture value is 3 lakh. Then sundry creditors, it is 2,39,350. Total value of liabilities is 17,89,250. Now let us come to the asset side. Now see, have a look here. Goodwill, the value is 150,000. Freehold property 3,75,000. Plant and machinery less depreciation. After deducting the depreciation, plant and machinery value is 3,50,000. Then stock 3,70,000. Debtors, net debtors, it is 3,99,250. Bank balance is 2,45,000. Okay, now the total value of asset is 17,89,200. 17,89,200. Both the sides same. It is liabilities as well as assets are same. So it is balance sheet. Okay, now some information are given. Now let us go through the information. Afterwards we will try to solve this problem. Okay. Profit after tax for the 3 years. Profit after tax for the 3 years 2004, 2005 and 2006 after charging debenture interest were 2,20,500, rupees 3,22,500 and rupees 2,40,000 respectively. It means 2004 it is 2,20,500, 2005 3,22,500, 2006 2,40,000. These are the profit earned after paying interest on the debenture. After paying the interest on the debenture as well as the tax. Okay, now we'll see other information. Let us see. Point number 1 is the normal rate of return is 10% on the net assets attributed. On the net asset, normal rate of here. Normal rate means existing rate of existing rate. That is what here the business and similar line of business, those who are running, they are giving 10% normal rate of return on the total capital employed. So this is the what here, this normal rate of return means existing business. Other than this business, what rate of interest they are giving is 10%. Okay, now afterwards we'll see. Goodwill may be calculated at a 3 times adjusted average super profit. It means first we have to find out average here. We have to find out adjusted average super profit of the. Then you have to make the 3 times of that. Then we will get the goodwill. And 3 years referred to here. The 3 years value is how we have to evaluate it is a annuity method. That's why present value for every rupee 1, then so it is here present value of the profit for every 1 rupee 1 is 2.487. It means 2 rupees 487 paisa, right, for present value, because these are all here 2004, 2005, 2006, all these values are here. These are all past values. These are all past values. These are to be brought to the present value. When we are here past value, we have to converting into present value. We have to multiply with it higher than the that value. So for every 1 rupee, it is as per the annuity table. For every 1 rupee, of the previous profits fetches 2 rupees 487 paisa. 2.487 rupees. Okay, let's see. Then third one is the value of freehold. The value of freehold property is to be ascertained on the basis of 8% return. The current rental value is 50,400. So 8% return. The rental values on the value you have to find out. The freehold property is to be ascertained on the basis of 8% return. The current rental value is 50,400. Then rate of tax applicable is 50%. 50% tax is to be provided. Then 10% of profits for 2005 referred to above arose from transactions of a non-recurring nature. Some non-recurring transactions were there. Because of that, this 10% profit here we got in 2005. Non-recurring, some non-recurring here. That we'll see what are those non-recurring transactions. We'll see there later. Then the next point is a provision of rupees 15,750 on sundry debtors was made in 2006, which is no longer required. Adu bekilla. So look here, a provision of rupees 15,750. Because why? When we usually provide provision, when the what already we have sold on debt basis, means that used to be recovered. Sometimes we think some debts are doubtful. To safeguard ourselves, we create the provision. So if the what are doubtful debts are there, or what are reserves are there, reserve for doubtful debts are there, if debts are recovered, then that provision, that here provision is not at all required, then that provision is to be cancelled. It should be added back to profit, so that to this extent profit will increase. So profit for the year, so not at all, no longer required. Profit for the year 2006 is to be adjusted for this item. So profit of 2006 will increase by 15,750. Okay. Then a claim of rupees 8,250 against the company is to be provided and adjusted against profit for 2006. See, a claim of rupees 8,250. It is to be provided. This is to be provided for 2006 and it is to be adjusted. Then what we have to do is we have to ascertain the value of goodwill. We have to ascertain the value of goodwill. That we have to do. Okay. So value of goodwill we have to ascertain. So now just we'll see. We'll solve the problem. You draw columns. 3 columns you draw. Yes, 3 columns you draw. Solution you write. All these 3 columns. First column is for particular and second column is for amount, and third column is also for amount. You write like that. So we'll write. So all these columns, 3 columns we'll write. First column solution goes, how it goes we'll see. Write the solution there. Yes, solution, write solution. First we have to find out what is the capital actually employed, means net asset we have to find out. Okay, we'll see. Write the point number 1, computation of capital employed. Right there. Point number 1 is computation of capital employed. So first we have to find out the net asset here. Right, net asset of the company. We have to ascertain net asset of the company. We have to ascertain, right, net asset of the company, and in the amount column write amount. Okay. First one by one asset will take here. Goodwill don't take. First you take the, because it's intangible, don't take. Now we are calculating goodwill. New goodwill we are calculating. That's why now you don't take this goodwill. Now you take freehold property. For the freehold property, the information given here, the value of freehold property is to be ascertained now on the basis of 8% return. Use 8% return. And the current rental value is 50,400. Rental, on the basis of the rental value, we have to find out the market value for freehold property. Don't take this amount 3,75,000. We are told to take this amount. Third point is that the value of freehold property is to be ascertained on the basis of 8% return. The current rental value is given. If it is given, you have to consider this. If nothing is given, as it is, you have to take. Okay, take. Freehold property right there. Freehold property at the market value. Right. Freehold property market value. What is the market value there? Rental rate is given. See here. Rental rate is 50,400 and 8% is given. For 8% it is given. For every 8, 100 is the market value. Therefore, for 50,400, what is the market value? We have to find out. So find out 50,400 into 100 by 8. Reverse you write, because right there 50,400 for every 8 rupees it is a 100. Therefore, for 50,400 how much we get? If you do calculation, you will get how much you will get? 6,30,000. 30,000 you will get 6,30,000. You will get 6,30,000. Right. Freehold property at market value for 8 rupees, 100 rupees is the market value. Therefore, for 50,400, like that you can find out. You will get 6,30,000. Okay, now we'll see. Then we'll go. What is the next asset is plant and machinery less depreciation. 3,50,000 is given. About the plant and machinery, nothing is told in the problem. I mean information. As it is, we'll write. Nothing is given means we have to write as it is. Right there, as it is. Plant and machinery value is given in the problem. It is 3,50,000. Okay, 3,50,000 as it is. We have taken here 3,50,000 taken. Okay, plant and machinery less depreciation. After deducting depreciation only they have given, it is 3,50,000. Then stock is how much? About the stock also nothing is told in the information. Stock as it is you take. Stock value is 3,70,000. We will take stock value right there. Stock right there. Stock, it is value is 3,70,000 taken. Right. Okay, after stock, what is there in the problem? You see, yes, debtors net value is given. Final net value is given. Take debtors. So what is the debtors value? Is 3,99,250. Take debtors there. Debtors you take. Yes, debtors are written. Take debtors written. What is the problem value given in the problem is? You take in the inner column 3,99,250. These are all related to 2006 only, because because balance sheet is of 2006. 2004 and 5 we are not taking, because already they have given the profit. Here profit is given, but we have to find out the adjusted or super profit. Okay, yes, adjusted super profit we have to find out. Now about the 2006, something is told in the problem. You come to the problem. Fourth point, you see, a provision of rupees 15,750 on sundry debtors was made in 2006, which is no longer required. Profit for the year 2006 is to be adjusted for this item. So this provision is not required. That's why when provision is created, to that extent profit becomes less. So now it is not required. You add this profit. So you can increase the profit by 15,750 right there. Add provision no more necessary. It is here. Add provision no more necessary. It is given in the problem right there. Add provision no more necessary. What is the provision there? 15,750 right there. 15,750. If we add both these, how much you will get? You will get, so 3,99,250 plus 750 means 4 lakh plus 15,000. So 4,15,000 is the total right in the outer column. Okay, now asset side. One more, see what item left. So we have taken goodwill. Goodwill should not be taken because we are now finding out. Now freehold property have taken, plant and machinery taken, then stock taken, debtors taken. Now last one left is bank balance. That is 2,45,000. 2,45,000 bank balance is to be taken. Take that. Bank balance. Bank balance you take. Yes, bank balance. Bank balance will take here. Yes. Bank balance. What is the bank balance amount given in the problem? 2 lakh. It is 45,000 given. We are taken. Now I hope all the assets were taken. We'll add all these. 6,30,000 plus 3,50,000 plus 3,70,000 plus 4,15,000. Right? Then yes, we are taken. Yes. Yes. Yes, if you see, you will make the total. If you make the total, how much we'll get? So total we get here is 20,10,000. 20,10,000 is the total profit we get. Okay, so we'll broaden it. 6,30,000, 3 lakh plus 3,50,000 plus 3,70,000 plus 4,15,000 plus 2,45,000. Okay, now total net asset is net asset of the company is 20,10,000. From the assets, now let us calculate the deduct the liabilities. Then we'll get capital employed. Okay, now we'll do it less liabilities. You do less liabilities. What are liabilities are there? Let us see now what liabilities are there. So first is here. Share capital and all these will not come. Liabilities from here, 5% debenture and sundry creditors. These are the two liabilities, 5% debenture and sundry creditors. Now we will take 5% debenture. It is right there, 5% debenture. How much it is? 3 lakh. Take that. Then sundry creditors, how much it is? It is sundry creditor, how much? Sundry creditor second one 2 lakh. 39,250. It is given in the column. See that 2,39,250. Then outstanding claim is there for 2006. That you have to consider. See, outstanding claim is there. Last points. It is sixth point. A claim of rupees 8,250 against the company is to be provided and adjusted against a profit for 2006. So it is 8,250 that we have to take. So total if you do, you will get how much? You will get 5,47,500 will get. All these three total you do, you will get. Then you have to find out difference between the total net asset and the liabilities. 20,000 20 lakh 10,000 minus 5 lakh 47,500. Is total assets is here 20 lakhs 10,000 minus 5 lakh 47,500. So you will get how much the difference you will get? You will get 14 lakh 62,500. So this, let us write for this capital employed as on 31st 12 here 2006. This is how what we got, capital employed it is we got. Okay, so yes, now I'll go for second year. Let us dark it with a red color. So this one we have calculated. Okay, now we'll go for second one calculation. Now we'll calculate the future maintainable profits we have to find out. Profit for all the profits we have to find out, and we have to, so with the difference we have to find out what is the profit of the business and what is the normal here nominal rate or normal rate of your existing rate, and we have to find the computation this here profit. So let us write second one, computation of future profit. We will do it as computation of future profits. Now all the 3 years profit you take, profit for, will take profit for all the here. So here rupees will write there rupees, and here amount will write is amount 2004. What is the profit given in the problem? It is 2004 2,20,500 given, it is in the problem. And 2005, what is the profit given? It is how much given in the problem? It is 3,22,500. First here 3,22,500 is given. Something adjustment we need to make here. 2005 10% they are telling. So what they are telling, 2000 here, this point you see, the 10% is here. Fifth point, 10% of profits for 2005 referred to above arose from a transaction of a non-recurring nature. Non-recurring nature means which are recurring, they are only called operating profit. If they are non-recurring in nature, then they will be capital profits. So such capital profit should not be there in the this one operational profit. So that is to be deducted. So 10% we have to deduct from the total profit here. Right there, less non-recurring. Non-recurring means which do not occur repeatedly. If they are non-recurring in nature, then they are capital profits. So 10% of 3,22,500 will be how much? So 32,250. So if you want, you can calculate that. So net will get is 3,22,500 minus 32,250 is 2,90,250. So we'll get 2,90,250. Then what is the here 2006 profit? It is again given in the problem. They see there 2006 here profit is given 2,40,000. We'll write there 2,40,000 is the 2006 profit. Some profits non here is 2006 profit is 2,40,000. Then some provision is there. Just you see the third this one. The value not third one. Provision the sixth one. A provision of rupees 15,750 on sundry debtors was made in 2006, which is no longer required. So this is to be adjusted to profit, means provision is not required. So your profit will increase by 15,750. Add this. So add this. Add provision of sundry debtors no more necessary. Add this. Then your profit will increase. So by 15,750. So how much will get? 2,40,000 plus 15,750 comes to 2,55,750. Some then last point you see, last point one more, 7th point, a claim of rupees 8,250 against the company is to be provided and adjusted against profit for 2006. This claim is to be deducted from the profit. So it is a claim. So you deduct less claim omitted. So how much it is? 8,250 you deduct it. So how much net you will get? 2,55,750 minus 8,250, you are going to get 2,47,500 will get. 2,47,500 will get. Then we'll here. Then so on this profit is not charged. On this amount and this amount, profit is not tax is not taken. Actually on this it was considered as a expenditure, so on this profit is to be charged. It was not deducted. On this tax is to be deducted, right? On this 15,750 tax is to be charged, and on this 8,250 tax already charged, the tax is to be deducted. So what we can do is, we can from 15,750 we can deduct 8,250, then we can calculate per year 50% tax on the remaining amount. We'll see how. Less 50% tax on what? So 15,750, it is to be taxed because it's a profit now, new profit now we adjusted, because it was treated as an expense, now it has become an income, so on this profit is to be charged. Then on 8,250 tax should not be charged, but it is a claim, so it is an expense, so on this tax should not be charged. So we'll find the difference of these two and we'll calculate tax on this differentiated amount. Okay, so 15,750 minus 8,250 comes to 7,500. On that 50% we have to calculate. So 50%, if you see 50% of 7,500, because tax rate is 50% given in the problem. So 50% you calculate, 50% of 7,500 will be 3,750. So we will get. So now we'll see a difference. 2,47,500 minus 3,750 will get 2,43,750. 100% adjustments are done. So right from here, the profit of 2006, it is 2006 2,40,000, all these right here 2,40,000 plus to 15,750, then claim deducted, then tax deducted, ultimately 2,00,000 here 2006 profit is 2,43,750 here. 2004 2,20,500, 2005 2,90,250 we are adjusted, and lastly 2006 it is 2,43,750 we are getting. So all three profits you add, you will get the profit of 7,54,500. 7,54,500 is the profit, total profit for year 3 years. Total profit for 3 years we got. Now we'll find out average profit. Average profit means all these here. This 7,54,500 is profit of 3 years. Those 3 years are 2004, 2005 and 2006. Now we have to find out the average profit. How to find out average profit is, this 7,54,500 divided by 3 years. Because we have taken the 3 years. We have to do like that. So how much we'll get? We'll see. Yes, average profit is 7,54,500 divided by 3 years, that is 2,51,500 is the average profit we get here. So average profit we got. Now we'll see here, average profit we got. Now we'll calculate the super profit. After calculating the super profit, we'll use annuity table value and find out the here super profit using annuity method. Now we'll write calculation of super profit. Calculation of super profit we'll write. We'll write calculation of super profit right there. Write the headings. Again you can make 3 columns. No need of any column here. Okay, we'll write. First we have to take future maintainable profit. We already have taken right there. Future maintainable profits we have taken, that is nothing but average profit. So average profit here we have to take. Future it is also called future maintainable profit, future maintainable profit or average profit. How much it is? 2,51,500. Right there, 2,51,500. Then normal rate of return is given, right? Normal rate of return 10% on capital employed. What is the capital employed here is capital employed we ascertains, right? 14,62,500. So 10% now here. So first point or where it is, sorry, fifth point, not sorry, first point. The normal rate of return is 10% on the net assets attributed. Net asset attributed or capital employed is 14,62,500. 10% of this is 1,46,250. Take the less. Normal you have to find deduct. Otherwise we don't get the super profit. Less normal profit 10% on the capital employed we have to take. So what is that? 14,62,500 is there. 10% of that comes to 1,46,250. You can see here. First one, capital employed is 14,62,500 into 10% comes to 1,46,250. It comes. Find out the difference. The average profit minus normal profit. The difference is, if you find the difference is 1,05,250. This is nothing but this is super profit, right? This is super profit. Now we'll go for valuation of goodwill. Write the heading there, valuation of goodwill. Okay. After finding out the super profit, only super profit is not sufficient here. We have to find out the super profit and then we have to find out the value of the goodwill, because it's the annuity method. So what our annuity table says is present value of rupee 1 per annum for 3 years at a 10% per annum is 2.487 rupees, because we are taking all past year profits. That's why those profits are to be here premium value we have to take. Okay, present value of rupee 1 we have to take. Present value, it is to be, past profits are to be converted into present value. So past value, present value of rupee 1 per annum for 3 years at 10% per annum is 2.487. It is given in the problem. Therefore, goodwill equal to 1 lakh, super profit only take 1,05,250 into 2.487. We have to take that. Okay, we have to take that. So this is what is here goodwill. This is what here is goodwill. Okay, see here goodwill. This profit, super profit we have to take, and annuity value you have to take. If you here find it out, so goodwill you are going to get like this. So this is how we have to find out. Okay, this is what we have done here, problems. Okay, thank you. Stay at home. Okay, other things we'll do in the next class.